What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, episode 22. And season 8 is upon us. The gameplay trailer just came out today. We're going to be talking about that later on. We're also going to be talking and giving a nice little farewell, a bye-bye to season 7, giving it a nice little eulogy. And then we will have our gambling segment. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. But don't forget to follow don't forget to follow us on all of our social media accounts. We've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube, we've got all these different places. But the number one place you need to be, the number one place is the Discord, because that's where we talk to all of our fans. Let's get into the show, and we're going to start with our Raise Energy question of the week. Don't forget to use code BANNER at REPSports, REPPsports.com for 15% off your purchase of any Raise Energy. Raise Energy question of the week this week. You see a legend. He gets strolled into a morgue. Any of these legends, how did they die? What got them into that morgue? What got them onto that stretcher?
Oh, man, this is going to be good. I think the easiest one for me was Pathfinder and Revenant. They just got hit by a solar flare. Dropped him. Just dropped him cold. Yeah. What happened? My toaster malfunctioned. You see Pathfinder just like falling outside the window. Yeah.
In the background?
Yeah, in the background.
You're shaking your toaster. You see Pathfinder falling. I mean, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. I actually, for Revenant, I put that he tried to kill himself a different way every single day, kind of like Deadpool. But the coroner got so used to seeing him that he'd be like, all right, how'd he do it this time? And then the guy would be like, oh, he tried to kill himself by asphyxiation this time. He'd be like, okay, well, just roll him out into the lobby. He loves turn on American Ninja Warrior. That's his favorite show. He'll just wake up and be like, oh, didn't work this time. Go back to the drawing board. That's how I picture Revenant.
It's like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. Almost exactly that.
I had one I figured we were going to start it with The Given, which is Octane Too Much Stim.
Just overdose.
Overdose?
Yeah.
Overdose on Stim.
That's
I feel like that's
way.
just,
That
that's
is a
coming.
simple way.
Now, that being said, that's too simple for Octane. So really, I had him stimming into a giant ball of fire trying to blow his legs off again to get a faster speed record.
That works.
Yeah,
and
that could
actually,
work.
I had something similar as well, too. I put a different body part of his comes into the office every other week or so because he just did some stunt that was so insane that his body just malfunctioned and exploded into many different areas. So each week they're just finding a new part. They're like, oh, here's the tibia today. We got that. And then they're just slowly trying to piece him together. That's how I pictured him dying. Just a massive stunt that sends his body parts flying everywhere.
That's so real. I actually pictured the exact same thing, but I specified the stunt. I said Octane's going to die trying to hold on to a jet while it takes off and being sucked into the engine. I could see it, man. I could see him on that wing and then just sliding off the wing and straight into the turbine.
I'm just picturing his little legs like while he's holding onto it and he's just running right next to it.
That poor plane's going to crash because once it hits the metal part, everybody's going down.
I had one for Lifeline. It says, she upsets Doc, and Doc decides to OD her in her sleep.
Oh, shit.
Just gives her a lethal injection.
Dude, that is much better than mine. I said it was Octane's dumbass.
That's what I put. I literally put Octane got her killed. That would be insane.
Did Crypto hack it?
Could be.
Could be.
That could be another reason.
Fucking Crypto. I had Crypto died trying to listen to music at a concert, but getting stuck in a mosh pit and getting trampled. Like he just wanted to go. He just wanted to go listen to music, and then he just found himself like he was getting closer and closer to the stage, and then like didn't realize the wall of death was forming, and he was just standing in the middle.
Watson dies of old age peacefully in her sleep. Most boring way. There's nothing special about the way Watson dies. It's just the way everybody else dies.
No,
she just went to bed and never woke up.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Because that's all.
What did you write there?
Tentacle asphyxiation.
Oh, please.
100%.
You're gross, brother.
100%.
You need to knock this off.
No, dude, I'm telling you.
I put one for a caustic that I think would be really funny if it were actually happened. I put one of his test subjects escapes after he was trying to recreate the Saw movies and just takes his mask off and turns on his gas.
That'd be good.
I had two things.
That'd be a karma moment.
Yeah.
My first one, I feel like would be the most likely, which is self-experimentation. The second one, which is what I hope it would be an orphan uprising.
Orphan uprising. All the twins.
All the twins.
Yeah.
Twins are the great.
Attack.
From his best day ever turns into his worst day ever.
They got older. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Dexter, but in the very first season, Dexter, he's dealing with the killer who cuts off a body part
The ice truck killer.
The ice truck killer cuts off a body part and drains the blood entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I pictured him doing that on himself because he really doesn't care about dying anyway, and he's always talking about dying whenever he jumps out of the ship. I pictured he's like, you know how I should die? I'm just going to fucking cut my own body parts off and just send them into science and see what happens. See how long I can go before I literally die from cutting myself to pieces.
Goddamn.
Like the last 2 parts really is just like the arms.
Wait, hold on. I had one for Caustic. I said he accidentally felt compassion and immediately had a stroke.
That is pretty good too. He's like, what is this? Just stabs himself.
Grabs Octane's needle and just sticks himself in the chest.
I could also see Caustic being the guy who always has like a cyanide capsule in his mouth,
Oh, it
just
has
ready
to
to
be.
go at all times.
Yeah,
and maybe,
it's like under a cap in his molars.
yeah,
if
and
he ever gets caught for the fires.
maybe he's accidentally just at lunch eating like an egg salad sandwich and just happens to put one tooth in the wrong spot and it just kills himself.
Real.
For Horizon, I put that her son comes back after revenge after she abandoned him and he kills her, stabs her right in the face.
Yeesh.
What did I put for Horizon? I put she died attempting to create an alibi for the reason why she actually doesn't go back to see her kid.
Yeah.
Real.
I put that so much like Lifeline, Newt turns on her and black holes her in her sleep and transports her to the middle of space.
Just sucks her back in.
Maybe she tries to go after Ash, gets her ass kicked because Ash is a robot, a simulacrum, and she's just a wimpy human. That
Yeah.
could happen too.
That too.
Plenty of ways for Horizon to die
Horizon would more likely
after you committed such a terrible sin as being a bad mom.
Horizon would more likely start the solar flare, be too close, and burn up in it.
Really,
in
we
an
could
attempt
just
to kill Ash.
really we could just say karma. for
Yeah, I mean that works.
a life
Just-
for a life.
She just left her mom there, or
Yeah.
left her kid there. That's just
Yeah.
How about like she got in a fist fight at a bar because someone said that her hair was dyed, and she lost and just hit her. She hit her head on a curb.
You think Horizon's going to bars?
Dude, hell
Fuck
yeah! Are you
yes.
kidding me, man? You heard her accent?
she.
goes-
Listen, she's
Dude, she'll
Irish.
get-
we
dude,
know the
Horizon
Irish
will
love
get
to
a fucking
drink.
pint,
Yeah.
man. What are you
Right.
talking about?
She's gonna go there. She's gonna have a pint or whiskey, one or the other. And whiskey, she's gonna get fucking rowdy. And when she gets rowdy, dude, that redhead temper comes out. Son
Rowdy,
of a bitch.
dude. Rowdy, dude.
Maybe. I just don't picture. Okay, if she wasn't like a scientist of some kind, and just by looking at her, I could see her being one of those bikers' wives with like wears a lot of leather, has the lower back tattoo.
Yeah, I see
skin
it.
looks like it's leathery, just stretched across the body. I could see that happening, but she's a scientist. I
Skin
can't.
looks like it's-
I just
Listen.
can't picture it.
Listen, they all have night lives.
Okay.
Don't
yeah.
define it by the day job.
I guess.
I don't know if I've ever seen a biker's wife. I've only seen a biker's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, I guess I probably should have
It's a
Biker's
specified.
biker's girlfriend.
I
Sorry.
probably should have specified
So-
that.
I have one for Fuse, and they actually went through the Bloodhound ass slap.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
went
yeah.
through with it.
And then
Tried
they
to
got
complete-
shot in
They
the
went
head.
through with it later on.
tried to complete that bloodhound ass slap.
If that's a finisher in the future, I'm gonna fucking die.
Dude, it's crazy that Caustic just allowed that.
Caustic-
Caustic might be freaky.
Completely unfazed.
Bro,
He just allowed it. He's
I think.
fine with
Listen, dude, I think he was okay with it because he was literally getting off from watching other people die because of Fuse.
It's a birthday tab, bro.
it. That probably like finished the job for him.
Yeah,
right
real.
there. Tell me that this is not the most perfect one and easily the most believable one. Mirage is a day drinking boating accident. I feel like you can't top that one. Like Mirage, there's no way you top that. Like day drinking, trying to drive a boat, he crashes,
Yeah.
kills himself.
Yes, 100%.
I actually have one that I'm amazed nobody has brought off yet.
If this
or
is
brought up
Loba,
yet.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, I forgot about that one. No, I do have that one as well.
Don't
I'll
say
I'll
it.
save that for later.
Don't
I'll save that
say
for
it.
the end. This one I was going to talk about
Why'd
was
you even
Wraith.
remind him?
Don't say it.
I was talking about Wraith.
Okay, what's that?
Wraith, she has an OnlyFans stalker. I feel like that's a fairly fair assessment. The stalker just literally tracks her down to the Apex games.
Okay.
So you're saying Wraith, OnlyFans stalker, goes wrong.
Pretty much, yeah.
She ends up on Forensic
Have you guys
Files.
ever watched the TV series You?
yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Remember
shit.
the guy runs up, spoiler alert, runs up behind the chick's best friend and smacks her in the back of the head with a fucking rock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the guy. He's like, I want you, smack. I do want to talk about the Loba for a second.
Oh,
Dumb.
God.
Just dumb.
I have two ways. Both of them are fairly similar. One, She had so much plastic surgery that she replaced all of her parts with plastic.
Stop it.
She's like, I need a
Stop
plastic
it.
heart. And it
Stop
becomes
it.
plastic and she dies. The other one
Stop
is
it right now.
there's a malfunction during the surgery, probably
stop
performed
it.
by Caustic, and she just dies. Flat
you
out on the table. She's like, oh, I need bigger ass.
You stop
No.
it right now. She doesn't need.
Dude, you
what's
might
more
as-
likely? What's more likely, dying from plastic surgery, or what I put, which is she's too thick and her body just couldn't handle it?
Literally,
What's more likely?
it's the same thing. You might as well put
Bottom's real,
you might as well put
100%.
a bicycle pump into her ass and just pump it up because it's filled with air.
Here's the thing.
No,
Here's
it's
the thing
not.
about Loba. A real butt, when it's really nice, is always shaped like a heart. Okay, the fake ones are just big, like they're just plump. Loba's shaped like a beautiful heart.
Yes, it is beautiful. heart. Just like my heart. And my
Or
soul.
she, just stole a bunch of money and paid for an incredibly good surgeon.
Don't do this.
No, don't do this.
Don't do this.
Just saying. I wonder if she stole the implants. Is
Don't-
that possible?
don't
Could
do
she
it.
steal implants?
Well, how would she put them in, Brian? How did she do that?
No. It's just so she doesn't have to pay for the fucking
just
implants.
cuts them out as
She literally just opens up her black market and steals the implants out of somebody's ass.
Imagine her just sitting back. Like, how do I get these in now? Like,
Do they
No,
levitate
she
as
just-
she's about
she
to
pays
steal?
Caustic to
I was
come
gonna
and
say,
rip
no,
something
I
out.
was gonna say, like, hey, Dr. Knox, I got something for you here. Let me know if you're down for this. But
And this is why the fire started.
okay, I had a really good one actually for Bloodhound that I think is really cool. Nobody finds the body of Bloodhound. They just find Bloodhound's mask out in the woods. Never find a body anywhere, just a mask, and then legend and folklore ensue. And it's just everybody, the legend of Bloodhound.
That's
That's how I
pretty
picture Bloodhound going out.
That's actually sick.
Yeah.
I have one last one that I completely forgot about. I have no idea how anybody didn't mention this. Gibraltar.
No, I have Gibraltar ready to go. If
Oh,
you want me to cock that
listen.
one back.
Yeah, so do I.
Ready on three. One,
Gibraltar's
2,
easy.
3. Heart
Diabetes.
attack.
Well,
I
have
had
heart
diabetes.
disease.
I didn't have either of those. Yeah, you
like
guys-
heart attack.
Yeah, it's not like mine had anything to do with his weight. I put choking on a shish kebab skewer.
That's even
Where he
worse.
just swallows the whole thing. He's like, I can't believe all these meats are stuck together, brother. He also
He would not choke on a shish kebab.
or he realizes that I guess he sounds like Barack Obama now, and he just kills himself.
I was going to say, that impression was god awful.
I'm so
But I
sorry.
saw
So he's like an Okie now.
Okay, all right, let's talk about Bangalore. Obviously,
Shrapnel.
it was the meta that killed her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just depression from not being in the patch notes for so long.
So she doesn't get a buff. She actually gets a nerf and then she kills herself.
Bangalore. I had another bad patch notes or Control Alt Delete.
Yeah, that too. Or maybe she got another bad patch notes and she tried to kill herself, but her character was literally so weak that she couldn't kill herself, so she just had Caustic do it.
All that happened recently was the trailer gives her hope, and then they're gonna rip that out from under her.
That skin,
Oh,
that
shit.
skin
That
is
skin's
sick.
lit.
We'll talk about that
We'll talk
skin.
later.
We'll
Yeah.
talk
We'll
about
talk
that
about
skin.
it.
Do you guys have
Skin.
any other ones?
I had a few that I think we glossed over. For Loba, I liked your guys' is better, so I didn't say it. But I put allergic reaction to eyelash glue.
That works.
To the wing makeup.
Yeah, let's see. Bloodhound, I put chainsaw accident trying to build a log cabin. I found that likely. And then Rampart crushed under a trident when the jack gives out. I can say
That's gold.
She would work on tridents. She'd be the
Yeah.
one to work on them.
yeah, that's the rest of my card.
All right, that'll do it for the Raise Energy question of the week. Don't forget to head on down to Rep Sports where you can use code BANNER, BANNER, for 15% off all purchases at the website, but especially on Raise Energy. Raise Energy, a lot of people in our Discord are finally starting to get out and try them out, and a lot of people enjoying them. And why wouldn't you? It gets you focused before a big gaming session. So go ahead, go to Rep Sports, reppsports.com, use code BANNER, get yourself some Raise Energy, get yourself any of the awesome flavors that they have. All right, well, let's get into our Reddit discussion of the week, and it's more just a eulogy. It's a farewell. It's a goodbye, if you will, to the monstrosity that was Season 7. Now, from a podcast perspective, I think Season 7 will always hold a special place in all of our hearts. We saw the craziest numbers from Season 7. We had some of our highest highs, and it was awesome just to see all the fan engagement. From Season 7, we started the boxing tournament. From Season 7, we started the duos tournament. We saw our Discord come together, our entire community come together, all in Season 7. So for that, I have to say thank you. but there was some shit that went down in the game that was not fun. And I think we got to start with the thing that happened right off the rip, where Rampart was flying around on a crypto drone just railing all of us down.
Hilarious.
And it was literally the craziest shit of all time. That was funny as shit, though.
And I want you to know this has left a lasting impact on my life.
It actually took a long time for them to get rid of that. And eventually people started to catch on, and when you saw it, you would be like, all right, this is easy as hell to get rid of. Like, you just shoot the shit out of it. Because, I mean, Rampart had no cover at all. Out of all the bugs and glitches that we've had in this game, that one had to be the most entertaining. What were some other things that happened, Kyle?
Well, we had the devs versus the data miners.
Oh, yes. So the Fight Night event, that was extremely funny. We had the Fight Night event that Apex themselves leaked and then decided to blame our friends, like someone who leaks and Shrugtoll, for retweeting it and posting it. It's like, you guys
Fucking
tweeted.
weak,
You guys
man.
put it out yourself.
Weak. You guys put it out yourself. And when we interviewed someone who leaks the second time during this season, and he talked about it, and he was saying, listen, like, that video was up. It was up for 3 days. Like, it's a surprise it didn't get to us sooner, but that was hilarious. Lots of people were flaming our guys, our boys, and they didn't deserve that shit, but that was funny.
Definitely.
So
And then we also had Horizon and Olympus.
I mean, let's talk a little bit about Horizon and Olympus. Horizon looks like a good legend, and this was the first time in a long time that we'd actually had a legitimate legend who was good off the rip. It had been a long time.
And fine off the rip.
And fine.
And
Fine
Well,
off the
I
rip.
mean, Loba was fine.
you had
off
Loba.
the rip,
Yeah,
too.
she was, but she sucked ass off the rip.
That she did.
Horizon did not.
She sucked more ass than she had off the rip.
Yeah, that was
and that's
true.
a lot.
And that's a lot of ass.
That's a lot of ass.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they did fix her this season.
Yes.
They did work on her a little bit and help her, and they probably did a little extra work in other locations
It was
on her
big
body.
to
But
me.
No, not that. Not that.
No, not the second part, but they definitely
They
helped
did
her.
the first part, though.
yeah, they made her playable essentially.
Yeah.
And what they did was they allowed you to actually take enough ammo to where it doesn't
Unlimited.
count against you, so you actually had a value that came out of her, because her ult was just a waste. And there's rumors she might get it again. She might get another little buff coming, which would be nice.
Yeah.
But that being said, Olympus, I fucking love Olympus.
And I do as well. Olympus was everything I could have asked for and more. You guys know, if you've been listening to Grab My Banner since day one, that I had always been like the guy, I just want a new map. I just want a new map. The Season 6, when everything was going down with Season 6, I'm like, dude, come on, man. We should have had the new map this season. I'm glad they waited, now that I look back on it, because it came out perfectly. There was no bugs. There was really no big issues other than
there's a few
noise carries. That's pretty much it. And a lot of people complain that there's third parties. Oh my god, it's like it's a BR, and like
It's
maybe
like they
third
haven't
parties
played the
happen
game.
in every map in every game. But yeah, it's I love Olympus to death. It's got to be my favorite map, and a lot of people are gonna hate me for this take, but I think it's better than Season 1 World's Edge.
Ooh. That's tough. but
Season 1 World's at.
I mean, Season 1's King's Canyon. Yeah.
Season 1, you think it's better than Season 1 King's
Yes,
Canyon?
sir, I do. I love that map to death. That's how much I love that place.
I would fight you right now if I could. But
It's a take that I'm going to hold on to forever. Overall, Olympus, great map.
Yeah, and especially because it brought us the fucking Trident.
yes.
Like, I love that Trident.
We were so scared before the season started about the Trident. We didn't know what was going to happen with it. And now that we have it, it's like the most perfectly balanced it could be. You know,
Yes.
it's not too powerful, not too weak. You use it to get to places from point A to point B, and really you don't need to use it too far. It gets you where you need to go. It's got a nice boost mechanic. You can put stuff on it, but it doesn't make it overpowered. All of it is just it's a great mechanic, and I love that.
yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun too. It had a lot of fun parts to the game. Like you could ram people with it and jump out, or ram past people and jump out, or you could throw bubbles on it. You could put turrets on it.
Throw an
You could do all
octane
kinds
jump
of
pad in
shit.
front of it.
All of
Yeah,
it. All
you
the
could
stuff.
jump pad it across the map at one
Oh,
point.
yeah, that was hilarious. Other things in Olympus that were like noteworthy for me was the sacrificial lambs that became Mervins.
Oh, yes.
The
Yeah, the Mervins.
The Mervins just like literally making them give us free shit and then killing them and
to take
taking
their
their
arm.
body parts and taking it to other Mervins to give us more free shit.
We all became a little bit of caustic this season. There's a little bit of
There's a
caustic
little-
in all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Another thing that I know we're talking about the good things. I want to get to something that really bothered me this season about Season 7 was the map rotation. We talked about this. We spent about, I think we had a Reddit discussion about it, but the map rotation made no sense to me this season. Didn't understand why Olympus wasn't getting love in its inaugural season. There was even a point in time where you literally could not play a brand new map, the one that had all the ads and everything like that. There was like I think a week or two where it was only World's Edge. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and especially because I loved the map so much, I really didn't enjoy that part of the season. In fact, I really haven't played ranked in the second split at all, just because I just don't really care for this version of World's Edge. I still like the map, but I really – it's hard for me to be like, let's play World's Edge when there's a brand new map right there. That was one part that I think that bothered me this year.
I mean, no, I don't want to play on World's Edge that I literally spent like 3 seasons playing
Exactly.
on when I have a brand new map.
What else have we got in Season 7?
So 2 things for guns. One was the massive nerf that did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
So
Fair.
there
That's
was
fair.
a massive nerf that came in, and we just you shot the mastiff, and it was supposed to shoot out a wider spread, but it literally
Barely.
didn't do
Didn't do
anything.
shit.
No, it didn't
No.
do
It's
anything.
just
But actually, I feel like it made it better.
I actually feel a lot better when I use the mastiff now. I don't know why, but it actually rips every single time.
Could
I
be a
shoot it.
placebo, but I'm not sure. I've been doing better with it.
I've been
Mastiff
doing a lot better.
buff?
with it.
Could
Yeah,
be.
massive buff ? And then the other thing is the shitty quick draw hop up.
Oh my god!
the
I
whole
would use
season.
that as I would use that as like a cup holder in my home
Yeah.
or like a coaster.
As like a coaster.
Listen, I have 2 theories about the quick draw. One is a shit perk and should never, or hop up and should have never been made. 2, it was actually supposed to be put on. It was in testing and supposed to be put on to that 30-30 repeater we are going to come up to.
We might have it see that. I've had that theory as well. But I mean, let's just talk about it in the context of this season. It is literally the shittiest hop up I think ever. Like it is just so bad.
It was the most worthless hop up I think we have ever seen in this whole entire game. It helped you 0.2, like 0.2 of a second is how fast it helps you in any way, shape, or form, which with the frames per second didn't even fucking matter.
Nope. Not at all.
Yeah, no, that didn't matter for one. And on second part, you had to be standing still.
Yeah. You couldn't be
for the
moving.
for the hip fire. You had to be standing still.
Yeah.
I think there's no way that it doesn't go on the 30-30, and there's no way it doesn't see like something a little tinier bit of a buff. Maybe even not a buff because the 30-30 might be
Maybe-
strong. But
maybe we see it on the 30-30 in the longbow.
yeah, maybe the longbow as well. But if it doesn't do anything, if they keep it in the game, they're trolling us.
Oh, they could bring back disruptors.
No.
And
Why do you
listen? Only in a legendary crate.
Why do you speak?
And make it so the DPS is just slightly
you?
better than, which probably is against a red shield. Make it slightly better against red shield than the R99 is.
Question: do you hate me?
I think he does.
Depends on the day.
Fair.
I think if that ever happened, I would dig a hole in the
Listen,
backyard and bury myself.
we
The
all
day
know-
disruptors come back, this podcast is over. It's
Listen,
done.
the alternator is only a placeholder for the R99 anyway. You might as well get use out of one of your gun designs.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk. When I think about disruptor rounds, my brain turns into a pretzel before it's cooked. You see, like the pretzels when they're just sitting there and the dough's on the table and they're just messing around with it. That's what my brain looks like talking about disruptor rounds. I don't want to talk about it. In fact, that was the only time during Apex's history that I've ever just stopped playing the game. Was that?
Listen,
Think
but
so.
you wouldn't run into it with every squad. You'd only run into one, maybe every
No,
third game.
No,
No,
you
no,
ran
you
into
ran into
one.
shit.
No.
every
I'm saying
game.
if it's in the legendary crate.
Oh, yeah. if
yeah,
it's in the
I'm
legendary.
saying make it less available and only make it as good as the R99 against purple and down. And when you hit red, it's just a little bit better. So
What-
it gives you that edge at the end of the game. I just want my Prowler out of the box because they put that shit in there in Season 7, and I'm pissed about it.
You
Yeah,
know that
same.
they were teasing us today with it in the gameplay.
Oh,
trailer.
100%.
I know, and
The
they
first thing the display is the fucking Prowler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they put it. It had the site still on it, so I'm pretty sure it's still. in
I'm
the
pretty
box.
sure it's still in
I'm
the box,
fucking
yeah.
livid if they did that.
Anything else?
No, I think we covered the whole thing.
Oh
Shitty
no,
cut.
we forgot one of the biggest things with being the battle pass taking 5 years to go up one level
Oh,
when it
yeah.
first came
That,
out.
that was an issue.
Tragic.
That was a huge issue. The couple other little things. Octane got his heal buff.
Yes.
That was
Made
huge.
Made him good.
The devs wanted a buff caustic, and
They took it back.
they got
They
bullied
shit out
by
on that.
they got bullied by the community.
They
Good
got
job,
bullied
guys.
by Imperial Hal.
Yeah, they got bullied by Hal. Well, actually, Hal's followers that bullied him.
Yeah.
It wasn't Hal himself,
but it was Hal.
Yeah, it was Hal. And they decided to nerf my fucking beloved Horizon instead, which I was pissed about.
She's still good, Brian.
She is. I'm still pissed.
She's still amazing.
She didn't need the nerf.
She's still overpowered.
Didn't need the
in my
nerf.
opinion.
And the only other things that we had this season that I think were noteworthy and big is Troy started playing, and we found a new worst teammate in Troy.
No, I was going to say, we got to give
What the
congratulations to Season 7 because the super producer made his way into the Apex
Do
games.
you fucking nerds realize that I'm the one who brought out the best in Wyatt out of everyone that he's played with? You guys can
Well, hold
fucking
on.
You
suck
forced
a
him.
dick.
You forced him into a position where he had
Yeah,
to carry every game and
Okay.
go sweat, full sweat.
One
Yes.
game I didn't carry. And we did. That was our best game.
But the
So the
rest
one
of the time
time
you were
Troy-
sweating balls.
I'm
and
literally
whatnot.
growing exponentially every week.
So
Look
Troy-
at my goddamn numbers.
Troy finds a
Look
blind.
at my numbers.
Troy's a blind squirrel and finds a nut
Dude,
one
there's
time.
No, there's no finding
Listen,
nuts.
after-
when you look at my score from
You can't
this
find a
week.
nut.
Listen,
That's
I'm
all.
growing every week.
Anything else on Season 7 before we say farewell and goodbye?
Worst teammate. You guys are fucking the audacity of this table. I'm sitting here quietly because I didn't play a lot of the first half of this season, but you can't come and hit me with that bullshit. All right, I don't even have my goggles on yet.
Anything else?
No, I said my piece.
Okay.
I think that this season was it was really fun when we had Olympus, and I was really happy to have a new map. And I think overall it was a great season until we went to World's Edge, and then kind of went downhill.
Well, same old.
Say farewell to Season 7, Kyle.
Farewell, man. It was really fun while we had Olympus, and I hope that World's Edge isn't in Season 8.
I'm gonna say my goodbyes. Season 7, you brought me a lot of joy and happiness from the podcast perspective. Not all the time on the game perspective. Really, fuck you for bringing World's Edge back. I just wanted to say that. I know that was a little aggressive at your funeral, but I had to say it. But I do appreciate you bringing in Olympus into my life. She's beautiful. I'll take good care of her for you. Farewell, Season 7.
I do have one thing that I would like to say. It was about, again, Olympus and Horizon. Olympus, Horizon, you two are amazing. I will always love playing you in Season 7, but inevitably, Olympus, when you get blown the fuck up consistently and you are not the same map as before, just like World's Edge, just like Kings Canyon, and we end up having the shit lesser version of you, just know, I will think back to this moment.
We will remember you at your most beautiful time.
Yes.
Farewell, Season 7.
Just like we do all maps.
Troy, give your You didn't know Season 7 too well, but say
I
your
did,
piece.
you were my first Season 7, and so kind of by virtue of the fact that you were my first, I didn't know what I was doing, and you were patient with me, and you let me explore, and you let me figure things out.
What are you talking about?
And I really appreciate that. Because honestly, man, everybody's got to do it. You got to start somewhere. So
I don't know what you're talking about, but I have a feeling it's not about Season 7.
it is about Season 7.
It sounds
Season 7 was my first, bro.
It sounds a lot like you're talking about something else.
What else could it be?
Let's move on.
I didn't even get to finish my
Okay,
speech,
finish.
bro. Okay, Season 7, thank you, like I said, for being there for me in my moments of need. I really intimately got to know all of the crevasses in between the different platforms of Olympus.
You fell into all of them.
I fell into every crevasse. And I could really appreciate all of the intimate little cracks and crevices. And I hope that this new version of the new map, old map, has more crevasses than you did, because my thirst has only been wetted. Is that how you say it? I have a wetted thirst.
He's going to love Mirage Voyage.
I had a great time, and Apex was not my first choice of BRs coming into this, but thanks to Olympus being such a kick-ass map and having some shitty teammates that I could laugh at along the way, I've really come to appreciate the game. So thank you, Season 7, and farewell.
All right, so farewell to Season 7 from all of us. We will hit a quick ad and start our main discussion on what looks like Season 8 is going to look like. We will see you guys on the other side. All right, here we go. We just saw the gameplay trailer for Season 8. We've watched it again. We made sure we took a look at every single little thing. And, boys, Season 8 looks like it's going to be fucking badass.
I agree.
It looks like it's going to be amazing. We've got a new legend. We've basically got a reimagined new map. We've got a new weapon on the way. We've got some mechanics that are a little question marky, up in the air. We're going to talk about all of it. Let's start with Fuse first. Let's start with Fuse. Let's talk about him. Let's go through what we think and what we know about Fuse up to this point. Obviously, next week is when the season will start, so this is all speculation up to this point, except for one thing. Shrugtool did tweet that the passive ability looks like it's going to be that the robotic arm that he has will shoot grenades faster, further, and quicker. Yeah, like they're going to go faster.
Straighter trajectory.
With more
with more accuracy as well. So he's going to have that ready to go. That's part of his passive ability. He also hinted at maybe the passive being Fuse being able to hold more grenades. So looks like a double passive right there. That seems like a really strong passive to me, and I'm totally down for that because I think the other parts of his kit are a little bit lacking. Let's talk about Fuse here. What did you guys see as far as his tactical ability? Because it was really hard for me to tell what it looked like. It looks like it's some sort of grenade. What did you guys see?
What I saw with his tactical is a very quick release on it. So it fires off very quick. It does have a time before it reaches its point, and it seems to either be a cluster-style grenade that blows up in the air, but it almost looks like firecrackers. So I'm thinking it's either burning damage along the lines of a thermite, in a sense, where it does damage to you if you're in the area of effect, almost like a broadened thermite, where that does probably less damage, depending on where you're standing in it. Or along the lines of a concussion grenade, which I really hope it's not a concussion grenade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looked to me in the video like it was. It just shot out those little tiny, like he said, like little tiny grenade nuggets that popped off with like, a little bit of thermite doing some AOE. Looks like AOE is going to kind of be the name of the game with this guy because the Motherload, his ult looks like it does fire AOE, and then these might do like thermite related AOE, and I'm always really down for that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and we saw that Shrugtool tweeted that it said that it might be a concussion grenade. And if it's a concussion grenade that they're bringing into Apex, that could be wild because, when you get hit with a concussion grenade, whether it's in Call of Duty or any other game, and, skills is taken out from the equation, then you're just straight lasering a kid that can barely see you. The screen's muffled. You're just getting fucked. So, I don't know if a concussion grenade would be really good for the game, but it would definitely be really overpowered.
It would be really good for the character and maybe not so good for the game. Obviously, the flash is kind of the only thing that Apex really doesn't utilize. A lot of games have flashbangs, flashes, whatever you want to call it. Apex really doesn't have that. They have stun. Like you can get stunned by certain ults or like tactical abilities and some grenades like the Arc Star, but flashes really haven't been a thing. So I could definitely see it being some sort of flash, which could be a useful tool for either getting in or getting out, I think. Both ways it's going to be good, especially if he can shoot it off of his arm. Do you guys think this is going to be powerful enough, though?
If it's a concussion, yes. I really think that it's going to be more along the lines of the thermite. I know Shrugtool tweeted out different, but I remember sitting back and talking to Jack a while back. And
Someone who leaks?
Someone who leaks, yes. And what I was doing, or what we got on the topic was Fuse's kit. And he said it revolves heavily around fire, and thermite just seems to fit that. And after seeing the gameplay trailer, it looks like firecrackers, which makes me think of thermites.
So now we move on to the ultimate ability, and the ultimate ability, it's got some mixed reviews here on the table. I know some people think it's a little stronger, some people think it's a little weaker. I happen to be on the weaker side. I don't know how far it goes out. It doesn't look like it goes too typically far, or too relatively too far. So I don't know. That kind of slows him down a little bit. I will say though, it'll be a really good tool for escaping if you need to use it for that, because I mean, people caught inside of it are going to have to make the tough decision: do I just let the thermite burn, or do I use like an ability to get out of it that I can't use to get further away? So it's kind of like that, maybe along the lines of a Bangalore ult. I don't know. I just don't see it being that strong.
I see it being incredibly strong. I'm a complete opposite. I think that we're actually going to see the chance of him being in a meta. I think we might see 2 new meta characters come in at the same or one season after another that complement each other very well. I think that his ult. I was watching the gameplay trailer. It looks like you can aim his ult to certain heights. The first time he shoots it when he first enters into the trailer, it's very high explosion in the air. The second time you shoot it, it's almost leveled to where he is standing. Not like far. It doesn't shoot very far distance, but it shoots out level, makes a big explosion, and then drops fire in a circle around it. So it looks like a area of effect blows up. You can launch it in. I think the best place for it is going to be launching it into buildings, into rooms, where I think that it's going to be very hard to escape it, especially if there's something along the lines of a Horizon ult popping off at the same time. It's going to be. I think it's going to be very interesting and a very grenade-heavy meta coming.
The 2 things that I saw is if you can aim it at the ground and it does blow up and make an AoE effect, then it's incredibly overpowered. But if it doesn't, where it just blows up above you and drops fire in a circle, it's literally terrible. I think it's awful.
Now, do you think that there's any chance, Kyle, that it's because you say overpowered? Are you meaning like it needs to be fixed to be less powerful, or are you just saying it's good enough to combat all the other stuff?
It's good enough to combat other stuff. I don't think it's going to be overpowered to the point where, well, I mean, when we saw the event where the mortars dropped and you could shoot the mortars and the people walked into the mortars and it looked like they died within like 5 seconds. So if the fire is that fucking strong where you just burn up and die instantly, then that could be incredibly overpowered. But if it's just like you get a little fire ring and if they don't go into it, then, they're fine. Like, then who cares? Doesn't matter.
I don't think if you want to shoot it at the ground for the best effect, I think you're going to be wanting to aim at the ceiling inside the building that they're at. Like maybe 5 feet up from where 5-6 feet up at the people's heads. If you're able to do that, I think it's a fucking dominant ult inside building.
If it's like that and it takes some skill and you got to make some decision making, I'm all for this ult.
And I think that if you use it properly indoors, you can lock down people very hard in this with almost to the damage level that a caustic gas like ultimate would do to a building that's locked down.
Yeah, so that is Fuse. Fuse, obviously, we don't know exactly how he's going to be, but either way, I think he's an interesting legend as far as him fitting into the game. I think he fits in perfectly. He looks like he's fun. I could see him really fitting in with the air quotes fun legends like Rampart, Octane, Mirage, those guys. But he could actually, like Brian said, be pretty powerful. We got to wait until we see some patch notes. We got to see him in action before we can really go into that. Let's move on to the brand new map, Kings Canyon. And holy shit, Kings Canyon looks beautiful. And they took it out of the rotation. They brought it back for like a week right at the end of the season, but they took it out so they could work on it. And I got to say, man, like, they did a great job. As far as looks, I don't know how it'll play, but looks, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible how good it looks, and I think it all comes back to one thing, which is the original lighting that they had in the original Kings Canyon. It just looks amazing. There's colors. It's bright. It looks great. How are you guys feeling about the new map?
The lighting is phenomenal. The lighting is just absolutely breathtaking.
It really makes such a big difference.
It does. And like, the fuel or whatever where Fuel Depot was, and you see it and it looks like water and it's just so pretty. It's got all these colors in it. And like the buildings are different colors and like it's just very vibrant, and I like the style that they went with this map.
This map looks fucking amazing. Listen, if they want to do this to a map and have these aesthetic changes and you want to put a map on hold, I'm all for that. You do it. If you want to make it look this good, but I swear, if you do this and you bring us back to that apocalyptic style lighting, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. That's such a big thing in this game is the lighting makes the maps look, it makes or break the map.
It sounds so dumb to talk about just the color of buildings and lighting, but it really does. Like when you're in something so many times over and over again, it really makes it feel...
The one thing that's consistent that you get to see every time is the map. And when you have a dull map, when the map is not aesthetically pleasing, it's not nearly as enjoyable as it is when it's something that you want to look at, you want to see every time. And right now, the way Kings Canyon looks, I want to go into Kings Canyon. I want to see Kings Canyon. I don't even care if there's parts of the map that I don't enjoy anymore, like Skulltown being gone, things like that. I have new areas to explore, and they look fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I was looking back at some old videos that I had saved of playing the original World's Edge when it had first come out. When you have back in the area where Harvester was, there used to be a nice blue river running through that area next to
Yes.
Fuel Depot.
Uh-huh.
Looking at that little river, that little body of water makes such a huge difference. You think back to the early days of Kings Canyon, you had bridges and then you had the river running through that. It sounds so dumb, but having water running through an area, it just makes you feel better. I don't know. And it's not even water, it's fuel. Like it's supposed to hurt the environment, but you're looking at it, it's like, oh, but it's so pretty. Like it makes a huge difference. And seeing that river running through, I'm so pumped. And you brought up a great point, Kyle. Artillery, at least Brian, you were the one who said it. We never really used artillery. I'm sure there's a lot of people who loved artillery, but it's like we never went there.
There was a group of people that when you drop artillery, they only drop artillery. Like it's for us, our place would be water treatment. Nobody goes to water treatment really, except for us. And we love that portion of the map because we can get looted. We like the rotation. Artillery, you can get looted. You got good rotation. Every now and then you see people. But for me, it was just the loot in it was so spread out. It wasn't aesthetically pleasing. I'd rather wait and I'd rather drop almost any other location on the map because even though it had the balloon tower there, the rotations weren't my favorite out of it. It's just, I felt like it was lacking. Now that they've blown that open and connected it to Slum Lakes, I feel like that opens up so many options there that you just can't resist it.
I think they did that shit on purpose where they were like, what'd they say? It was obliterated Kings Canyon or something?
Yeah.
They did that just to make us upset and then showed us how good it looked. And they're like, fuck you, all of you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
They just did that to mess with us. But the map looks great. Troy
cool.
hasn't had too many instances on Kings Canyon, but he's going to get back into this reimagined place. How excited are you?
Man, I'm so stoked. Like I said, the fact that it's an old map that instead of leveling or like taking some shit out that people were attached to, they added to, and in a way that was aesthetically pleasing. What's not to love? Also, I was really curious. You said earlier that the doors had to be opened by grenades. Where'd you get that info?
Yeah, so Shrugtool had tweeted out that there's only not all doors in the map have to be opened by grenades, only some of them, but there's certain little bunker areas across the map. I can't even tell you where they're
like
placed.
little pods.
Yeah, they're like pods, and I'm sure there's probably some good loot in there, but you have to open those with grenades. So those are going to be interesting. You can see what those look like on the Play Apex Instagram. Scroll through the pictures. There's some doors. They've got like red outlining on them. So those buildings right there, those are the ones you got to open with grenades. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see that they open a little bit with a grenade. Those are going to be interesting. I mean, that's just an interesting dynamic, especially when Fuse comes into the game. It's like, we're not just going to insert Fuse, we're going to make Fuse the map. And I like it so far. I haven't played it yet, but I like it so far. I like the idea.
Okay, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. So I think that the new changes to the map, do you think that they're going to take over the map just like Skulltown did, and now the back part of the map is going to be the only place you can drop, and that's where everybody's going to drop, or else you get nobody to the very end of the game?
It might, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care because I didn't even care when Skulltown was taking most of it. I really didn't mind it that much. I think if you have a place where a lot of people can go and you choose not to go there, are there going to be a lot less squads when you're coming around? Yeah, maybe. But if you're playing ranked, I don't think people are going to be sacrificing their RP that much to go to that place. So I think it's okay. And if they run into that problem, I'm sure they'll be able to fix it as well. It would be fucking nuts if they brought back Skulltown and this place at the same time. That would be crazy.
Amazing.
That would be nutty.
I'm
Then
not-
you really have a choice to make.
I think it's going to come down to what the loophole size is. The map looks amazing there. Everyone's going to want to drop there. The first 2 weeks, everybody, just be prepared. This is going to be the hottest drop in the entire game for the first 2 weeks of Season 8. After everyone gets their fill of it, it's going to come down to how good is the loophole? How often can I drop there and get looted and still be able to fight other people consistently? And unless that loophole is very high, it's not going to be a Skulltown. I expect it to be closer to Cage or closer to market level.
It did look like in the trailer that they only recorded on that side of the map, so I have to think that they really didn't change too much else. I hope that they did something with Cage. I hope that they messed around with it a little bit, and I hope maybe they added a little bit more to the water treatment side of the map just to kind of balance it out. But now, I mean, when you think about it, they have the Crypto Town takeover, which always gives good loot. They've got water treatment plant, always good loot. The town next to water treatment, always good loot. So it's pretty balanced, I think. Let's move on to the new weapon, the 3030. It's been a while since we've gotten a new weapon. We finally have one, and it is one that we've talked about for a long time. Like I've said before, one of our early TikToks, one of our early big ones, was about the 3030. We've known about it for a while, and Jack told us that there was some rumblings that it was ready to go. He said that the model was already made. It was ready to go whenever they want to click the button. Looks like they decided to click the button now. I'm pumped for this 3030. It looked great. It had an awesome skin in the video, but also Kyle noticed something about it.
So I saw that the 3030, when you aim down sight, it has a charge meter, kind of like the triple take. And so it charges up to a certain point, and I think instead of the triple take where like it kind of chokes the bullets together, it just builds up the damage. So then you can kind of use it like a pseudo sniper rifle, and then you just snipe people with the 3030. And then I also thought when you hip fire it, it looks like you could shoot it faster than when you were aiming down sight. Like when you aimed down sight, you had to wait for it to charge and then shoot. When you just hip fired it, it looked like it was like boom, 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 boom.
Do you think it was a charge and then shoot thing, or do you think it was a speed versus power? You get to pick and choose. Do you want ADS? You could fire it off just as fast, but you also had the option to let it sit there and charge, almost like a charge right,
like a Widowmaker bullet.
Yeah, like that. It might be like that, which that would be pretty sick.
That'd be pretty sick. Like if it almost has a Sentinel like charge to it, but it has a charge over time. Maybe the Sentinel starts moving towards that as well. That'd be pretty cool. Although I feel like that would take away from the 3030.
No, I feel like the Sentinel stays where it's at, but I feel like the 3030 gets a mechanic.
Sentinel's in a
almost
good
like
spot.
a precision choke.
Yeah.
Where it has that time to charge up to get that stronger one bullet, or you can
just
start rapid firing it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Like you love to be able to just sling that thing, but if you want to use it as that longer range gun, you could have some really high burst damage coming off of it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Dude, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be like, imagine if you aim down the sight, you let the meter get all the way up. It's like it's a normal 70 damage hit like a Sentinel, but then you have the opportunity to do way faster follow-up shots. So you get that initial shot that's like really strong, and then you can pump them full of follow-up shots. I mean, God, it would be so strong.
Season 0 Wingman.
Vibes. Season 0 Wingman fire.
So now we move on to something that I'm kind of concerned about. We got the introduction of the gold mag, and now the gold mag, what it'll do, I mean, all gold items in this game do something. They add something to it. They're bringing in the gold mag that will reload your holstered weapon while you have it attached. So from what we've seen and read, it doesn't look like it's going to be an instant reload, but from what developers have said, it's going to still be powerful. Gotta say, I don't know about this. What do you guys feel?
So like what they wanted to avoid, from what I understand from what we read together, was that they didn't want people taking guns that had intentionally really long reloads and just really quick swapping to their other weapon and then immediately swapping back to replace a reload. Does that make sense?
Oh, so like really quickly. So
they didn't want them to double tap the weapon cycle.
Right.
So if I had an R9 and then I had a Mastiff and I unload my R9, swip to my Mastiff, and then swip back
immediately. Right.
Like you just
and
double
then I
tap.
have my R9 again.
Where that would be faster than doing a regular reload. They didn't want people to use it like that. But they do want people to use it like you just described, where you're using weapon A, you switch to weapon B, and in the time that it takes to empty out weapon B, weapon A will be reloaded.
That's going to be fucking broken.
I think there's going to be a thing like if it's on a 3-second delay, or
I'm guessing
we're
guessing,
assuming it's a 3-second delay. If it's on a 3-second delay, I see it being more beneficial on instead of like an R99 Volt, which could be very powerful. But both of those guns fire their clips very fast, possibly quicker than the time it takes for the delay to pass.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it might be better to run something like a Devotion
or a Spitfire,
or possibly an L-Star might be amazing with it. Run those guns and have like a wingman or a very high burst damage gun at the end. So you start out with a high burst damage, kind of like we were talking about with that 30-30. You start out with the high burst damage, you empty that clip as much as you can, you flip to the long mag, and you just spray and hold that corner, hold that choke point. And then once that's done, or close to done, you switch back to your high burst damage, and they're already bursted and then whittled down, and now you just have a one shot on anybody out there. I see it being better with a high burst gun than I do with 2 subs.
The reason why I think they're putting this in is to allow a better chance for a one-person squad to be able to take on a 2 or 3-person squad, and I understand why that would be good, because it does feel like sometimes when both your teammates are down, it's like, I'm at a loss right now. I could literally do everything right and I would still not make it. This makes it a little bit more possible. It really does. What I worry about, though, is it being on the squad with 3 people already and then the guy by himself, and it's like, all right, well, it's over.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling. That's going to be a really bad feeling when that happens. Especially with, like, you'll know if it happens too. Like, if they have a fucking purple mag on the, like, Devo and they fire that thing off at you, or fire an R9, Devo R9, like, that's going to be a really bad feeling. But at the same time, like, it's going to be also a really bad feeling if it's R9 Mastiff R9. Because that Mastiff's going to take plenty of time to fire all those 6 off. Mm-hmm. And one thing I do really like about this is even if you're on a team of 3, third parties are so relevant in this. This will help with the third parties. I think it's going to help with getting the assault rifles and the single fire guns back on par with the submachine guns, because right now they're kind of running a terror in this game.
Mm-hmm. So there are good sides to this. I just hope it doesn't fall into the wrong side, I guess. And I mean, the third parties point is really great, because people just complain and complain about third parties. Fact of the matter is, third parties are going to happen in BRs. Honestly, it's positioning as just as much as the game style itself. It's just going to happen. But if this helps with that, why not? All right, and then, so that'll just about wrap it up for the main discussion here. We got everything. We touched on it all. We got Fuse, the new Kings Canyon, the Gold Mag, and the 30-30. We're very excited. That'll wrap it up for the main discussion. We're going to hit a quick ad, and we will see you guys on the other side for the gambling segment. All right. We are here, ready for the gambling segment, and we had a head-to-head last week. And, oh no. Brian just handed me a paper right now. I'm going to read it real quick.
It's my stats from the head-to-head. All 12 games.
This isn't very good.
I have stories for all of them.
If this was a resume and I was an employer, that would look like you just wrote it on a Denny's napkin and handed it to me.
In crayon.
In crayon.
I can't say anything.
The best part...
Yellow crayon, because I could barely read it.
The best part of this score sheet is the organization.
It is organized.
Yeah. I can't help it.
It's very well... It has a very well done grid.
Listen, I use graph paper for a reason.
It's crazy that Brian is this organized, but his handwriting is still suspect. You know?
Well, his handwriting doesn't look anything like mine. So.
Well, you write like a second grader. So...
My handwriting was so shit for so long. I just said, I'm going to let it be shit, but I'm going to make it my shitty version.
Okay, well, that makes sense. But let's get back to the score sheet here.
No, I'm trying to deflect.
This isn't good, Brian. You had a lot of confidence on last week's episode that you were going to beat Troy. Obviously, if you guys can't tell, Brian did not win. The underdog came out on top, and it wasn't close. Brian had 951. Troy had 1365.
What?
So congratulations to Troy.
Wait, say that again.
It was 1,365.
You're saying damage?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I got.
That's what you got.
Yeah, you're right.
Brian had... We don't have to say it. Do you want me to say it?
I plead the fifth.
It was 951.
Yeah, man.
So it wasn't up there. Good thing for Brian here is he didn't get a 0-0. Troy got one of those.
Well,
but he did have a 0-43.
I didn't jump off the map, but I did get shot on a zip line trying to get away and fell off the map.
with a gold shield.
I had a gold shield.
It
But
amazes me the way you die sometimes.
dude, literally, I had done that play to escape so many times in the past, and this one time, it does not work for me.
Brian knows
I will vouch
Troy's
for it.
just
That was the
staring
story.
at him right now.
That was the story all
Listen,
night.
Brian
one
knows.
thing here or there, but at the end of the day, I sucked. That's what it was. I suck.
I
at the game.
respect that.
I suck at the game.
I
I
respect that
couldn't crack
answer.
1,000 damage. Probably one of the worst performances I've ever had, and it sucked. I had to do it, and that's
not
what it is.
likely.
I respect that answer.
I'm still at jumping off the map level of comfortability in this game, and I still shit on Brian. Okay, that's where we're at. I'm still at the point where I don't even know where the edges of the map are, and I still pulled the dub out.
You
all right,
pulled the dub
that
out.
all that is
you
just
sat-
fanning the flame of my glory.
You sat there with a charge rifle at the back of the map and just
I was
pinged
not at the
random
back
people
of the
for
map.
and
Okay,
pinged
I was
random
not at the
people
back
for
of the map.
damage. You
I
literally
was
sat there with a
within
hit scan
firing range
weapon.
of them. I was getting shot back at, but just because
Listen,
I'm
they're a
good with the
mile
particular
away.
weapon doesn't mean that that's a cheap. It's in the fucking game for
It's
a
a hit
reason.
scan.
Listen,
Listen, if I could point and
you
click
could
too.
have used that you could
I
have
don't
used.
like to cheat.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
Brian, that is just pathetic.
Oh,
I can't believe you just said that.
oh
Honestly,
my Lord.
there's no. This,
Troy really had the greatest
classless.
head coach of all time.
I'm telling
I
you.
will
Oh,
say that
jeez.
right
I
now.
will
The
say
only
this.
time-
yourself
I've
up?
had that head coach.
the only
I fired
time
him.
that-
Oh my, Brian! Don't even start with me right now. If I was in your corner, you would have done much
You
better.
were in my corner
No,
last
I doubt,
time.
I also doubt that.
No, well, here's the thing. We were all there though. If it was just me and you, I think at least you break 1,000.
No, I don't think so.
I broke 1,000 last time.
Here's what's sad.
You're gonna say my head coaching
Now
skills
listen,
weren't good?
all the weapons that I
no.
use, were on the ground, just like they were for Brian. Now, if it had been a situation where I got lucky and I got a Kraber or something, and that was my one game, then maybe you have an argument to say you got really lucky with weapons. I didn't have that opportunity. You could have picked up a charged rifle, you bitch. You could have picked up whatever you wanted. All right, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Also,
I like to play Apex, not Minesweeper, where you just point and click.
why'd you click Minesweeper at all? There's a
I
lot
honestly-
of hit scan
There's
games.
a lot.
Listen, there's a lot of hit
He
scan. I was
said
trying to think of the one that takes the least skill possible.
Okay. Well, I've
Minesweeper
never
takes
beat
a
a
lot of
Minesweeper
skill.
game.
Seriously,
I've never
you've never
won
beat
one.
Minesweeper?
Listen,
No.
if you played Minesweeper on hard, bro, it's a lot harder
I
than
can't-
Bro,
good.
dude, I used to sit there and just kill it at Minesweeper.
Yeah, bro. Maybe that's where
Well,
your
you
ta-
should have been killing
That's where
it
your
here.
talent is.
Maybe that's where all
You
that's
should
where all
have
your
challenged
time
me
went.
to a Minesweeper tournament.
Yeah, shit.
Here's what I'll say. Troy, we got to get, like, here's the thing. Not only did Troy get the 1365, he also won the game, and he did very well in the game. He had more damage than his teammate. His teammate had one more kill than him, got the last kill, but he played a great game. There were some moments where I had to do some coaching, and I was like, get out, get out, get out. There were some moments where I'm like, dude, just stay here and do what you're doing right now. There were some moments, but I'm sure the only time I thought Troy wouldn't have done well in that game was when I told him to get out of a fight at Sorting Factory. He looked like he was about to go right back in and try to fight that dude. I was like, no, leave. And then they left. They ended up winning the game. But I think the charge rifle thing, you would have stood there and you would have kept roasting with that bad boy, if I'm not mistaken.
I agree. I think everybody has an aptitude for a specific playstyle and a specific weapon set. I found something that worked for me. I'd been bitching about the recoil in this game from the very beginning.
Yes.
It's the only gun in this game that has no fucking recoil.
It
So
doesn't have diddly
it has
shit.
zero recoil. And I don't have to worry about leading because there's a lot, in my opinion, there's significantly more leading. And I think it might be exacerbated by the fact that everybody's moving so fast. But there's more leading in this game, especially at a distance. I didn't have to worry about any of that. So a lot of the skills that I carried over from COD ended up translating in the charge rifle. And my coach, he was astute enough to identify that in the very first game. And that was a huge benefit. I'm not going to downplay that.
No.
All
The
right?
second I saw him pick it up, let me say this too. It's not like Troy just picked up the charge rifle and he was just like, 12, 43. This motherfucker was hitting 90 every single time. I was just staring at the screen, and I have the video. The video will be up soon. I was just staring at the screen like, he just keeps hitting every single dude. He was knocking people from across the map. He was doing everything. And I'm not saying that the charge rifle is the hardest weapon to do that with. Obviously, it's hit scan, so it's a little easier. But I've used a charge rifle frequently. I can't hit like that. He did well. I was impressed. He also punched a Horizon in the face. It was sick.
That's a good one. I also killed someone with the wingman off the
Oh,
rip.
yes.
That was a good. In my opinion, that was one of my favorite plays. I just happened to pick up a wingman. It was the first shot. I ended up killing somebody. Yeah, that was fun. But you know what, Brian? Here's the thing. Not everybody's gonna have a good week every week, and not everybody's gonna have good teammates every time. I didn't have good teammates every time either, but I had enough good ones that I had some good games. It has to be acknowledged. It's not all your fault. There's always the opportunity to come back. Come back next time, because I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
You also had the worst
my flag.
You also had the worst teammate. As
Yeah,
your
the
head
worst
coach.
teammates. Hold up here.
He thought I was going to say something else.
I thought you were going for a completely different angle. Whoa.
You also had Brian. You had the worst teammate as your head coach. You had
to be honest,
Freddie
I
Kitchens.
have video footage. Kyle just sat there on his phone the entire time and never looked up.
Dude.
Kyle,
I
It's on
didn't know
video,
you
Kyle.
wanted my help. I was there for emotional support.
Where was the emotional support when you're just like this scrolling on Twitter the whole time?
He didn't want to make you nervous.
I didn't want to make you nervous. I was nervous, so I was like, okay, if I just act neutral, he'll be fine.
What kind of head coach is just nervous? He's
Or
like,
just-
bro, my guy sucks. I have no idea what's
Honestly,
gonna happen.
That's
You
not
got-
what I was thinking. I was just nervous about the game.
I felt the confidence coming off of you entirely, Kyle. It just overwhelmed me so much that I couldn't deal with. No. Where the fuck?
I'm sorry. I didn't know you wanted the hype up guy. I would have been the hype up guy. I just didn't think you wanted it. I was nervous.
Listen, when the guy hopped on with me for my 5th fucking game of the day and goes, I go, hey, dude, we're going to go fucking headhunting. He goes, bro, I haven't played in 6 months. You should have been like, well, you better get the fuck out of the lobby before we drop so we can restart this damn game.
What, you want me to grab the mic? Hey, listen, motherfucker, we're trying to win a bet here. So get your ass out of this game.
That is literally exactly what Troy did every single game. Every game he dropped in. I'll make a little montage of it, and I'm going to put it on our Instagram of Troy being like, yo, what's up? You got a mic? Yo, what's up? You got a mic? Yo, what's up? You got a mic? And then he followed up by he'd say this, yo, I'm in a bet against one of my best friends. I got to beat it, so we got to go hard this game. I'm in a bet with one of my best friends. We got to beat it, so we got to go hard this game. Every single time. It never failed. He did it every single game.
I'm trying to get the most. I'm trying to squeeze the most out of my team.
Troy also
You
just
never know.
He has a naturally positive demeanor when it comes to competition. Most of what I helped Troy with was rotations and like where to go. That was really what I helped him out the most with. Was just like go here, go there. That was pretty much it.
I gotta know when to pull out too, because honestly,
You never know when to pull out.
Amen.
Ain't that the truth?
I seriously, yeah, right. I seriously, I love dying on my hill, man. Sometimes I just I'll stand up there. I know I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm not moving. Come on, bring it on. But then I realize
We're in a
I
competition.
need to move.
Yeah.
There's no not moving.
Yeah.
Um,
But either way, Troy comes out on top.
Here
he
I
wins
am.
the bet. He's he won this head to head. Him and Brian, he's 2-1 in head to heads.
they were so sure, Wyatt. Do you remember how sure they were?
They were so
God
sure.
damn, they were so sure.
Tear that to bits. Just get rid of that forever. Don't even
just burn it
just
up.
Don't even think about it.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to disregard that.
And honestly, the fact that you blamed that on Kyle was smart as shit.
Yeah, that
the
was perfect.
fuck up.
That was a good choice.
That was such a smart way to deflect.
That was a good choice.
I was like, how is Brian going to deflect this one? I didn't expect turning on Kyle. So let's get on to the rest of the gambling segment. And let's go through the bones. Now, because I bet on Troy and because Kyle bet on Brian, there's a huge discrepancy from last week. Kyle, I believe, was our lead. No, Troy was our leader last week, but Kyle was closely behind.
Yeah, he's down by 100, I think.
Now he's a little bit further down. Our number one is Troy with 578, and it
Oof.
looks like he might be cruising to his third title, but
Cruising,
not
man.
if I have anything to say about it. I have some bets up my sleeve, and I just got to hope they pull through. I'm sitting at 294. Kyle is right below me with 150, and Brian is... He's putting his entire... We can say this about Brian. He's putting his entire bankroll on the line today.
Ballsy.
So that's big. There's a
Ballsy.
lot there.
Literally, it's all or nothing for me right now.
Yeah.
I have no choice. It's all or nothing. I literally have no choice.
None.
Yeah, no, I have zero choice. It is all or nothing.
He just pointed at how many he has. He didn't write it down on the paper for a specific purpose. Now he's pointing at it. Brian has 2 bones total. So we've got 578. No, yeah, 578, 294, 150. And Brian's got that 2. There's still a chance he wins. If we all bet and lose all of our bets, Brian, and he wins, Brian could win by a very small margin.
Yeah, I'm driving on a spare tire right now, so I could die, and then that would leave you 2.
Yeah.
And then if you 2 lost everything, then maybe Brian has a chance.
Yes.
So there's hope.
There's hope, dude.
So Troy's got a tire that could blow up. I've had somebody kind of bustling around my neighborhood trying to break into houses. Kyle, is there anything dangerous? Your work truck is not the best.
My work truck might blow up any day.
His work truck might blow up at any moment. Brian still has a chance at this.
Yeah.
It's not a big one, but he has a chance.
You could get bit by a snake that's living in a like one of the little chlorine pods.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
That
Always a
That could
chance.
kill
I'm
you.
100%
Chlorine
snakes
snake,
never
those are
eat.
dangerous.
Every chlorine pot.
Every single chlorine pod, expect a snake.
I'm just playing Piper music the whole time while I'm opening those up.
So Brian's got a chance here. He's got a chance. Let's get on to the lines here to finish out this season of gambling. Starting at my lines, my kill line total is 21 with halves at 11 and quarters at 6. My average damage is sitting at 550 and my max damage is at 1700. For Troy, his total kills is 12 with halves at 6 and quarters at 3, average damage at 350 and max damage at 1200.
go,
For
baby.
Kyle, he's sitting at 24 kills total, 12 at half, 6 at quarters. Average damage at 500 with the max at 1850. And for Brian, his kill line is 16 with halves at 8, quarters at 4 with the average damage of 400 and the max of, is this 1100?
Yeah.
1100. So that'll do it for the lines here. Let's get into the bets. And who wants to go first?
Definitely not fucking me.
So Troy should go
I'm
first.
going last.
Troy needs to go
I'm
first.
not going first.
Troy, you
I'm
need
going.
I'm trying to win.
last.
I'm trying to win. I need to know what you
I
bet
need to
on
know
so
what
I
you
can go
bet.
on the
No,
opposite.
yeah.
Fuck you guys.
So I can bet the opposite of it.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so if I tell, then here's what I'm going to do. If I bet my card, then that means that both of you are guaranteed to do the opposite.
Pretty much. That's the
Is
only
that
way
what's
they can
going
win.
on? I'll go first.
That's
If
the only
both
way
of
they
you
can win.
promise that
They
you will
have
do
to
the
do
opposite.
bet
of
all
what
of
I
it?
bet. No, I didn't.
Okay. How much did you save? Just enough so Brian doesn't win?
I bet 300. I bet 260. I saved 318.
Oh, okay. I have a chance.
There's a huge chance.
That's a chance.
You might not have a chance.
I got a big chance.
No, he can do it because
He
he's got Gift of the Allfather. He can do
I
it.
just gifted
The 2 for 1s and the gift. For
Okay, so Kyle, you do it. I'm going to stick with my bets. Locked in. My bets are locked
Then
in.
you go first.
I'll go first
Oh,
then.
wait, no.
What?
I'm not doing it either. Fuck that.
What the fuck?
What? You're
dude?
trying,
You
are you
fucking
trying to win?
pussies,
I'm
dude.
going to win either way. I'm going to do it.
I thought you
Oh
bet all
my
of yours.
God,
I
dude.
thought you
I
bet
thought he
all
bet all
of
of
yours.
this too. Okay, we'll do
Okay,
it the other
here
way.
we go. Well, I'll still go first. I
Wait,
have.
hold on. Is the rule still we can add bets on, but we can't take bets away?
Well, I only wrote down 2 anyway, so yes, we can still add.
Okay.
So I will put my third bet. So I'm sitting at 260. I have 294. I'll do another 10 bone on my total kills because nobody bet on me last week.
Wow,
It's kinda
yeah,
sad.
10 bones really going to get you there, Beb. Yeah, really think about that one hard.
Well, I have a huge one on. I can't lose to. I can't get dead last twice in a row.
You only have to save 7 bones to beat Brian. To guaranteed beat Brian, you have to save 7 and then not lose in the duos tournament.
Oh yeah, the duos tournament.
Which
just
you're
have
not.
You just have to outplay me in the
Obviously.
duos tournament by quite a bit.
I have to throw. I'm just kidding. No, I'm leaving it. I'll go first. I'm going to start off. I have 250 bones on Kyle's average damage over. It's sitting at 500. That is, for Kyle, that's so low, dude. 500, 250, and that's also my gift of the Allfather bet. That one's like a lock of the century. My second bet is on Brian's average damage over at 400. I bet 10 bones on that. Brian had a bad week. He had to go through the head-to-head. He wasn't really focused on the average. He was trying to get that big game, so I don't really blame him there. 400 feels like the easiest bet ever as well. Then I bet another 10 bones on my total kills. Don't know what it's at. I know I can get kills, though. I bet 10 bones on that, and that'll round it out for my card. I have bet 270 out of 294.
I'm changing mine.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
All right.
Why?
I'm fucking no, dude. This isn't me.
No,
I don't save 300.
No. I'm going.
That's
before
not
you.
me.
So I'm gonna bet 1 bone on myself. Average damage over. I'm gonna bet 1 bone on Brian's kills over, and I'm gonna bet 1 bone on Troy's max under, and that's my card.
What the
One?
fuck?
Wait, what?
They're all 1.
Oh, he's betting that you
Yo,
all
he's
lose.
betting that we're gonna lose.
He's betting everyone loses, and he has enough to cover the spread because everyone's betting
Yeah,
so big.
fuck you, dude.
You're
I don't
betting
care.
on me to
No,
lose
I don't
when I
care.
have you as
Listen.
my gift to the Allfather?
No, I'm betting.
No,
I'm
on you
betting
guys
that
to
I
lose
go
your bets.
over, and then I'm betting that I.
But everything you bet was 1 bone.
Yes, they're all 1.
So,
So-
you're saying that everyone else's bets are going to fuck up, and you're just going to naturally have the best.
Maybe.
Do you think you're going to get less than 500?
All you have to do
average
is save
damage?
151 bones or 153 bones. You're fine.
think so.
If I just saved what I had, I would beat if I just bet 1 bone on 3 things, I would beat everybody no matter what. Because even if you win the gift of the Allfather, wait, what are you at? 2, 4. That would put you at what, 750? Is that correct? Okay, never mind. No, you'd beat me. I don't care though. I'm putting 1 bone, okay, on Wyatt's 4th quarter kills over. I'm putting 1 bone on Kyle's max over. Okay? And then what did I have? 578. I'm putting the rest of the 576 on my own max over. All right?
All right, I'm changing my bet. I'm betting 100.
You're putting
And that's
all
my
of-
gift to the
I'm
Allfather.
betting 148 on Troy's max under.
Dude, fuck you. I don't do
I'm
whatever you
using
need
my
to do.
gift to the Allfather.
Do whatever you need to do. All right?
Why are you putting it on that bet?
Because I know I got it, dude.
Why'd you laugh after you said it? That doesn't make me feel
This
good.
is the best show ever.
I
think
know
this
I
is
got
the
it.
best
No,
one.
listen,
got
I know I
best
got it.
chance.
That's what you said last week
Listen, you say this.
when I almost hit 1,400.
But
That's
y'all
what I
are-
literally did
Am I-
last week.
I have one question.
Hmm.
Am I allowed to make a prop bet with all my bones?
Oh my god.
All
With
2
all
of
of
my
them?
bones.
Oh my god.
What
A
kind of
prop-
prop bet?
Prop bet?
I bet for my prop bet 2 bones over Troy falling off the map more than once.
Get out of here.
Can we
I'm not
record
gonna-
that stat?
Yeah, we can record
We can
that
definitely
stat.
record that.
Okay, now does it count if he falls off the map and his teammate brings him back?
He still fell off the map.
That counts.
That
Okay.
counts.
All right, so you record that this week.
I'll record that stat. I won't have...
That is my gift to the Allfather.
Whatever, dude. Listen, whatever, dude.
And if you guys didn't catch it, Brian bet 2 bones. That was all he's got. So
Yeah, I don't have
That's
shit.
it.
I'm out pretty much. Basically, I have to
That-
make sure
that's
that
it.
everyone else loses every bone possible to be able to make it back from this.
So this is one of the first seasons in a while where we have a legitimate chance where there's a chance anybody could win it,
Except for me.
except for maybe Brian. But like we said, Troy could die, I could get murdered in my sleep, and Kyle's truck could blow up, and he could
At
win.
any minute.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
may have a hand in all 3 of these.
That could happen.
Even then, he could still because Troy wouldn't fall off the map, so then he wouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah, I would
True.
lose the bones, but I would win by default by being the last live.
that's true.
But,
Let's set this at the table right now. The last alive automatically wins
There we go.
in real life.
Yep.
Well, I hope you guys all.
Not if I've already recorded
listen.
my... If I've already recorded my stats.
You got a great point.
Yeah, if I've already recorded my stats, then I still will posthumously be the winner.
As you saw, or as you heard earlier in the episode, I do have a tendency to tear up stats. Sorry, Troy.
Yes.
I put it on my phone.
So
You're not gonna tear up
I'm
my
going to
phone.
live
Tear
to
up his
be
phone.
260, so it doesn't matter. It means I win.
All right. Well, that'll just about do it for the gambling segment of the show, and that'll just about do it for Grab My Banner episode number 22. Don't forget to check out all of our social medias. We've been uploading more YouTube videos, so go ahead and check those out. We're going to have ideas flowing soon on that. But mainly join the Discord because that's where we go. That's where we talk. That's where we do all of our stuff. Also follow the Twitter, the Instagram, all the fun stuff. Keep up to date with the Grab My Banner podcast. Keep up to date with all of us. We've got the Duos tournament coming up this week. If you're new to the Grab My Banner podcast, you can still enter. Just make sure you join the Discord and turn in your team submission by Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific. And holy shit, you're already in the Duos tournament. Congratulations to you. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Also, don't forget to use code BANNER for 15% off on all Raise Energy products. We will catch you guys next week when Season 8 has officially dropped to talk about all the fun stuff. We'll see you guys next time. See ya. I ended that weird.
Hasta la bye-bye.
I ended that weird. Can we all just say bye real quick? Bye.
Bye.
Deuces. I fucked that.
No, I'm leaving that. Say bye, Troy.
Goodbye.